Welcome to Logical Reasoning video on non-verbal analogy from careerright.com. This is the most important topic from logical reasoning point of view in all the placement tests, job interviews, banks and other exams. There will always be 4 to 5 questions on this topic. Though it is an easy topic, many get confused while studying and attempting questions on non-verbal analogy. So today we learn tips on how to handle these sums and how to study them. Also, practice questions on this topic are available on careerright.com. So let's start with non-verbal analogy. It is important to remember that the entire topic of non-verbal analogy is dependent on a single word, and that is nothing but observation. Okay, you just need to observe carefully and then analyze and try to find a pattern between the given figures. Okay, the type of sums which are asked, or what we can say, the way the sums are asked in non-verbal analogy, it is like they give you 4 figures like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they ask you what is the 5th figure. Okay, or they might give you say 2 figures, ask you the 3rd figure, again they'll give you next 2 figures, 4th and 5th one. Okay, anything can be there. So there can be like this, the figure can be like this, and they can ask you what is the 5th figure. They'll give you 4 options, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have to choose the right option. Now let us see what basic steps we should follow while solving the non-verbal analogy sums. The first one which is there is very easy. First we have to find the elements which are similar, or we have to check whether all these 4 figures in the problem statement are having similar or same elements. If they have similar or same elements, then it becomes easy to find the pattern. Even if they don't have same elements or similar elements, still we can find the pattern, but it becomes easier with similar elements. Okay, now after this, how to find a pattern? Very easy. What to do is that you say if the elements are similar, try to see if there is little change. What changes are there? Try to see what exactly is the change, and that will give you the pattern. For example, here we can see there is a line over here, then the line comes to the next corner, then line goes to the next corner, then the line goes to the next corner. So this is the pattern. To every corner the line goes like that, okay, in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, understood? Now after this, if you feel that there is no little by little change, okay, then what to do? If you are not able to decipher the pattern over here, then again try to find a group of elements, okay, group of elements, and see how they change. For example, you might have a circle, star and a square. Then you can take this group and see how it changes from figure to figure. Based on that you can get the pattern. If you are not able to find a group of element which is consistent, then what you can do, you can take a single element and try to find how the single element changes. For example, over here single element is a line from here it goes over here, from here it goes over here, from here it goes over here. So we can take such a single element and try to find the pattern. Okay, now if nothing works, then please remember this very importantly. With all these stuff or all these types or all these ways, 95% of sums related to non-verbal analogy can be solved. For the remaining 5%, please remember that they are not out of the box or something very difficult. They are nothing but a combination of few types of analogy sums. We'll see what the types are. Okay, the first one is rotation. Okay, what does rotation mean? Rotation means you move the figure from the, say this is figure number 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. From 1 to 2, you might move the figure by 90 degree, then 2 to 3 again by 90 degree, 3 to 4 90 degrees. So this is nothing but rotation of the entire figure. Okay, you might even rotate the single element over here, right? So this is rotation. We are going to see the examples of all the types, okay, and we will be applying all these methods over there, but still I'll give you a rough overview. After rotation, next one would be dislocation of figure. What does this mean? That means that dislocation of the entire figure or a part of the figure. What does this mean? Say you have been given a figure star, then this is a line, okay, then we'll have another line like this, and then again we have star. So it might happen that this star and this star might get dislocated, and this would come like this. So this is dislocation of a part of the figure. Okay, rest is same, only this gets dislocated, right? So you need to find what exactly got changed. That will help you find the pattern. Now the next type can be interchange of figures. Okay, now over here what did you see? You saw there was star, then there were two lines, and then there was star. Say if they interchanged it, and what they did, it was like this, and they had one star like this and other star like this. So it is like you are interchanging two figures or two sub figures within an entire figure. So this is nothing but interchange. Okay, we are going to see examples of this also. Next and easier one is movement and rearrangement. What does movement and rearrangement mean? Now in movement and rearrangement, what happens is that a single element, for example over here we have a line and it gets moved over here, then it gets moved over here, it gets moved over here. Or if you have a star, okay, over here, then it gets arranged over here, or it might get arranged over here somewhere. Okay, so this is movement or rearrangement. So again, these type of sums we are going to see. Next we'll talk about addition and deletion. Addition deletion is by far, we can call it as the easiest type. After first addition deletion is the easiest type to identify, and next rotation is the easiest type to identify. What happens in addition is incrementally a element gets added. For example, first you will have one dot, then you will have two dots, then you will have a single line, then you will have line with an arrow, then you will have line with two arrows. Okay, so this is like small things are getting added. This is addition or deletion. Deletion would be exactly opposite. First arrow gone, okay, then this arrow gone, you get this, then the line gone, you get just 2 points, then you get just 1 point, and then nothing. Okay, this is addition deletion. Fifth part is what we saw this over here at the first point, that is similar. I'll write it over here, that is nothing but identical figures. Okay, identical figures. What does this mean? Say, take a look at the right hand side corner. Okay, you have something like 3 stars over here. In the second figure, you will have 3 stars and a 4th star over here. Third figure, you will have 3 stars, the 4th star and the 5th star. Now over here, the figure is actually identical, only one thing gets added. So here the elements are similar. So what we do in such cases, we need to check out the step number 2, that is see what little changes happen. Here only 1 gets added, here 2 gets added. So what would be next in sequence? I'll write the sequence over here. This is the similar or identical pattern, and this is this, and 1 star will get added next. So we'll see identical figures also, we'll see sums related to identical figures also. Okay, let's move on to sums so you'll get a better idea about what tips we are talking about. Question number 1. Now take a look at these 4 figures. We have 3 figures, and the 4th one we have to find. What should be D? Now what we had seen, the sums can be like these are 4 figures and find the 5th figure in the sequence. But there is another kind of sum that can be asked where relation, there are maybe 4 of them, relation between 2 figures is given, and we have to find the relation between the next 2 figures. Okay, similar relation, right? So first we need to observe A and B carefully. Okay, what do we see over here? We see 3 squares and a triangle. What do we see over here? We get triangle and 3 squares. So elements are similar. Okay, let us see what changes there. Okay, now over here the triangle is straight, but here the triangle is inverted. Here squares are in this corner, and here the squares are over here. So if we observe closely, this is nothing but this figure which is there, A figure which is there, it has been turned by 180 degrees. Please remember, this is not the mirror image. I'll show you how the mirror image looks like. Now for triangle, if this is a square, okay, mirror image will be like this. This square will come on this side only, okay, but here what it is on the right hand side. That means this entire figure has been turned like this, and we get this answer. So there is turning of 180 degrees in the clockwise direction. Okay, even if you move it in the anti-clockwise direction, still you will get the same answer. So if this is the relation between these two, same relation should be between this and this. So turn this 180 degrees. What you will get? First of all, the circle will go up. So this and this is the option. Okay, this is wrong, this is wrong. So don't consider these. Choose between these two. Here they have given single circle and 3 triangles. Okay, Here also single circle, 3 triangles, single circle, 3 triangles. But what have they given over here? The circle has the base of triangle within it. Here the circle has apex within it. Here the base of triangle is there. So this is the correct answer. This is wrong. Answer is 2. See how easy it is. If you are able to identify similar elements, it becomes very easy to find pattern and then you can find the answer. Okay, let's see another example. Question number 2. Now here again we have to find the fourth figure. Okay, so we have to find relation between these two. So we will be able to find relation between this and the answer figure. Previously we saw the example of rotation. Let us see what kind this is. First, between these two, are the elements same? Yes, this is same, this is same. Let us see what is the change. Now the star was over here, it came over here, this was over here, it came over here. Now, so that means this also has been rotated. By how much? By 90 degrees. It is not 180 degrees. If you rotate it 180 degrees, what will happen? This will come over here, this will go over here and we'll get the same figure. Only thing is, this would come on this side. Okay, so here this is only rotated by 90 degrees. So same way we will also rotate this by 90 degree. If you rotate it by 90 degree, we will get this as horizontal. Okay, this will become horizontal. So these two can be the options. This is not the answer. Next, we have these arrows as like this. Okay, when we move it 90 degrees, when we move these arrows 90 degrees, we will get it like this. So where do we get this figure? We have it over here. Here it is wrong. Okay, so this turns over here, so you get this figure. So answer is 1. Moving to next question. Question number 3. Again over here, what do we see? Elements are same. Okay, elements are same in both. Now over here, if you observe closely, this arrow is pointing toward left hand side. Now it is pointing towards below. Okay, that means that there is a chance that this might have been rotated like this. Okay, this might have been rotated like this by 90 degrees. So let us see whether it is rotated. We have a triangle like this. When rotated, it will become like this, and again this also remains same. So yes, the rotation, it is an example of rotation by 90 degrees. Okay, now over here also there is color change. Please observe over here, there is color change. This larger piece which is there, it becomes transparent over here, right? So if this is the relation between these two, we have to find a similar relation between these two. Now out of the 4 options, if you observe here carefully, if we rotate these two by 90 degrees, so it will be like this, because we are going anti-clockwise 90 degree. Okay, so anti-clockwise 90 degree, when we go, this point will come over here. So we can have this as answer or this as answer. Okay, so this is gone, correct? So when we move now over here, what we see, this arrow is connected to smaller triangle. There is only one figure where arrow is connected to smaller triangle. Here arrow is to the larger triangle. So answer is 4. It is not the rest of the diagrams. Now there is another way to think about this. What you can think is that, okay, this is moved by 90 degrees. Okay, so here color also changes. So larger color of the larger piece changes over here. Okay, so what you will think? Okay, color of this large piece will change. So answer can be what? Answer can be this or no one else, only this, because there is only one diagram with color change on the larger figure. But this is the wrong answer. Why this is the wrong answer? Because if you observe carefully, it is not the larger piece whose color changes, it is the piece which has an arrow with it. Okay, so here this piece has arrow with it and so its color changes. Okay, so this is the answer. Please remember one thing, that it might happen that there are 2 or more possible ways to figure out the answer. It is fine as long as you get the correct answer. Please keep on checking. Since if you practice more, what will happen is that you will be able to solve these sums very quickly, and that will give you more time to check your answer. Okay, so 99% of times what will happen is that once you get an answer, that will be correct. Okay, that means after thinking, after finding a pattern, 99% of times you will get the correct answer. Only 1% times it might happen that you might have to recheck it by other method. Okay, moving to next question. Question number 4. Now over here again 4 diagrams, so we have to find a relation between this, so we will get the relation between this and answer figure. Now over here we find a triangle which is pointing downwards and we have a triangle pointing upwards. That means these can be mirror images, right? So this is triangle pointing downwards and mirror image of it is this, right? But we have an arrow over here which is pointing onwards. For mirror image, the arrow will point on this side and downward, but the arrow is on the right hand side. So what to do? This is not a mirror image. Then how to convert this triangle into this? If we rotate it like this, what will happen? This arrow will come on this side and we will get an arrow over here, and this triangle will come above over here. This point will come over here. Okay, so this is nothing but rotation by 180 degrees. Again an example of rotation. So rotate this by 180 degrees. Rotation by 90 degree will get you over here. Again rotation by 90, that is a total 180, will get you over here. So this arrow will come over here. There is only one option with the arrow at the bottom side, that is option number 3. Moving to next question. Question number 5. Now first let us observe the elements. This is same, okay, this is same, this is same, but again 4 figures, so find relation between this, so you will get the relation between this. Okay, so here over here we see elements are same. Let us see what is the change. Over here the change is nothing but this arrow which is there, it is inverted. Okay, this is an example of dislocation of a figure or dislocation of a part of a figure. A part of the figure which is there, this gets dislocated and it has been inverted. So same way if we try to apply over here, see colors are also same, there is no change in color. So over here say these points which are there, they are same. So these points are similar to these points, correct? So these will remain same. Okay, so here it will be dark, here it will be light. So which are the options with dark and light? It is only this and this. So this is not the answer, this is not the answer. Now over here this gets inverted 180 degree. Okay, so this will also get inverted. So it is either this or this, but we know that this is a huge curve, huge curve. So exact copy is this only. So answer is 2. This is not the answer. This is nothing but dislocation of figure or dislocation of a part of a figure. Moving to the next question. Question number 6. Now again over here we have to find relation between these two, so that with the same relation we can find the answer. Okay, now over here let's see whether elements are same. It is same, 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 same. Okay, so now let us see what the change is over here. Over here we observe that the color changes. Okay, it color inverts. So this also color will invert. So this or this is the answer. These two are not the answers. Next, over here the element remains same. Okay, over here only color changes. Here also color has changed, but the element is different. Here it is pointing on to the right hand side. Here it is pointing right, it is left. So this is not the answer. Answer is 2. But there is another way to look at this sum. Okay, that would help you understand what exactly is dislocation. This is an example of dislocation also. Okay, let us see what that is. Over here if you observe, there is a lightning bolt and then there is a square or a rhombus plate, and here the rhombus plate comes first, then the lightning bolt. Correct? It has been interchanged, right? These are interchanged. Same way over here there is a cube and a 90 degree angle with an alphabet. So this will go over here, right? When we are changing. So which figure matches this? Only this one. So answer is 2. See, this is a perfect example to show that logic works n number of ways. It is many different ways. You can find any logic to solve the sum. It is just the thing that you need to get the correct answer. You can use any logic. Moving to the next question. Question number 7. Again over here let us see what the elements are. Plus, multiplication, minus, division, plus, multiplication, minus. Elements are same. We have to find the relation between these two, so that we will get the relation between these two. Okay, now over here we see that what is the small change? Color gets inverted. So here also color should get inverted. So here it is transparent. So dark, dark, dark. So these 3 are the options. This is not the option. Now which one of the 3? Over here what do we see? Plus remains plus over here. Multiplication, okay, goes over here. Minus becomes, okay, straight. So over here if you observe closely, over here we have division sign and it becomes like this. That means it has been turned like this. Okay, it has been turned like this. That is the reason we get like this. Okay, so everything gets turned by 90 degrees, right? And by turning 90, after turning 90 degrees, they have been rotated. After rotating 90 degrees, they have been dislocated or moved to the upper line in the same sequence. Okay, same way. So over here if we observe all 3 of them, okay, in all 3 of them what is happening is that everything has to be turned by 90 degree, but this is same as this, this is same as this, so this is not turned, so this is not the answer. We have to check between this and this. Okay, turn this by 90 degree, what you will get? You will get over here like this, right? we have it over here, right? And we have to move everything in the sequence only. So this will come over here, then this, and then this. There is only one option with this sequence, otherwise this is exactly opposite sequence. So this is not the answer, this is the answer. Just move by 90 degrees anti-clockwise and then shift all the elements to the top row. This is the pattern. This is an example of dislocation plus rotation. Okay, moving on to the next sum. Question number 8. Again over here 4 figures. So find relation between these two so that you will be able to find relation between these two and find the answer. Okay, see the elements. Okay, there is a circle, there is a circle, right? So elements look same. Let us see what is the change. First there was plus sign over here, here it is cross. So might be that the circle gets rotated. Okay, but again on the outside there were lines like this and now the lines are like this. So what to do, what exactly, whether it is rotated on left side or right side, how to find out? Okay, very easy. This is an example of what we call it as interchange of elements. Okay, see what has happened over here. The element is circle is same, the outside diagonal lines have come inside, inside square lines have gone outside. Okay, now over here also outside it will remain what? It will remain a rectangle. So all are rectangles. Now in outside straight lines will come inside. So where are straight lines? Okay, here it is straight line, here it is straight line. Okay, so this is not the answer. Outside, now here inside lines will go outside. Now over here there is no cross line, so this is not the answer. The answer has to be this. Now if they would have given like this, okay, say option number 2 is like this, then you need to see that these outside lines do not come inside the circle. So this is not an answer, this has to be answer because outside lines are not coming inside the circle. Okay, this is known as the interchange of part of figure or interchange of figure. Outside things comes inside, inside ones goes outside, the figure gets changed a little bit. Okay, moving on to the next sum. Question number 9. Again see the elements, square, triangle, triangle, square. Okay, let's see what the change is. Now over here we have 3 squares, 1 triangle, 3 triangles, 1 square. That means that the position has been interchanged. Okay, first the square was over here, now it is over here. Then first the triangle was over here, now the triangles are over here. Also the number of triangles have changed. So over here also we will have triangle and circle. Okay, and position interchange. So circle and triangle. Okay, circle and triangle. Now over here there are 3 options with circle and triangle. Okay, so this is not the option because here it is we have triangle above and circle below, but here we want interchanged position. Okay, this comes down and this goes up. So out of these 3, which one to take? Let us see. Over here what we have, first we had 3 squares, that becomes 1 square. So these 3 triangles should become 1 triangle. So this is not an answer because here we have 3 triangles. Again here what did we have? We have a triangle and 3 triangles over here. Okay, and so here we will have since we have 3, what we say, 1 circle, we will have 3 circles above. So here also there are 3 circles, here also there are 3 circles. Which one to choose? Very easy, observe closely. Here we see that part of the triangle, there are 3 triangles. The second triangle comes little bit outside of first, third triangle comes little bit outside of second and first. What over here? First is within second, which is within third. They are concentric, so this is not the option. This is similar to this. Okay, this is similar to this, so this is the answer. Okay, this is again an example of interchange. Here we have interchanged the position of triangle and the square. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 10. 4 figures, find the relation. Okay, elements, triangle, circle, square, triangle, circle. Okay, so here square gets added. Now over here what did we have? We had triangle, color changes, and circle also becomes white. So here also the color should change. So this would become transparent or white and this should become colorful. Where is this colorful? It is over here and over here. So these are not the options. Okay, now again over here we have found a narrowed out 2. Now we see that inside part is same. The difference between these 2 images is one has circle and one has pentagon. Okay, so what is exactly the relation? Here we have a square, right? Here we have a square. So what should come over here? Initially we just had triangle, this got enclosed within a square. Now what is the relation between triangle, square or something like that? We know that, simply we know that triangle has 3 sides and square has 4 sides. Okay, So and within 4 sides there is again 3 sides of this triangle comes over here. So we can say that square has 4 sides, so it will be enclosed in 4 plus 1 5-sided pentagon. Okay, circle has 0 sides, so this is not the option here, one side is added. Okay, so a figure which is 4-sided, that is square, encloses this triangle. Same way over here, this square, it would be enclosed in a 5-sided figure, that is a pentagon. Okay, so this is the answer. This is an example of interchange. Again, this is an example of interchange plus addition. We'll see what exactly is addition later on, but this is for your information that this is an example of interchange plus addition. Okay, moving to next question. Question number 11. Okay, now here what do we have? We have 4 figures. We have to find the 5th one, that is, this is nothing but a series, and in this we have to find the 5th element. Okay, we have to find the pattern between these 4. Let us see what the pattern can be. Let us try to deduce the pattern. We see that all the elements are same. Okay, we have this like bat kind of thing, I don't know what exactly it is. Okay, so let us assume it is a cricket bat or something like that. Okay, so this bat kind of thing is there, and over here in next figure it is exactly opposite, so it can be a mirror image. But again in the third figure, okay, it does not look like a mirror image, it looks like it has been rotated. Okay, so here if we rotate it by 180 degrees we'll get this. If we rotate it by say only this much, what is this much? If this is 180, this is 180, this is 90, this is 45. So 45 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, again it has become opposite, that is again it has come over here. So here we rotated 180 degree, we got this. Here we rotated by 45 degree anti-clockwise, we got this. Here again it has been rotated by 180 degrees. Why? Because it is coming opposite, so this is nothing but 180. Okay, and we got this. So after this again it should be 45 in the anti-clockwise direction, right? 180, 45 anti-clockwise, again 180, again 145 anti-clockwise, right? So if we move in the anti-clockwise direction 45, what do we get? We get the bat over here. Which figure has the bat over here? This one. So 4 is the answer. Okay, so this is an example of again rotation. Now here you observe that it is not a rotation by single angle or a single type, that 180, 180, 180 or something, or 90, 90, 90. Okay, it is not like that. It is 180, then 45 anti-clockwise, then 180, 45 anti-clockwise, something like that. Always remember that the sums which will be asked in exam won't be easy always. Okay, they might be a combination of various types like rotation plus movement. Okay, rotation plus interchange, or say movement plus identical sums. Okay, so all these things, there are numerous n number of types of sums related to analogy. There are n number of types, that is you can find lots of types over there. But these 5 to 6 which we have discussed already, those are the basic types, and most of the other types are nothing but a combination of those types. You can have rotation plus dislocation plus addition. Okay, this can become a separate type. You can have dislocation plus addition. Okay, so such lots of types can be made. Just remember these 5 to 6 types, just remember these tips, and you will be able to solve almost 98 to 99% sums related to verbal, non-verbal analogy. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 12. Okay, now over here observe, see this looks mirror images. Again over here these two also look exactly opposite, that is mirror image. So what will be? So please remember, whenever there are 4 diagrams and 5th one is asked, mirror images is very difficult. Why? Because for mirror images you need a pair of images. Here we want to find the 5th image, which is unnatural. We cannot find without its mirror image. Okay, so mirror images cannot be the possibility. Let us see whether it is something different, like rotation. If I rotate it like this, what I'll get? I'll get like this, I'll get like this, and all that stuff. So it is not same as this. So let us see what can this be. Okay, first this is what a square, and it has been divided into parts. First this part has been colored. Then what is this? This is nothing but the second part which is colored. So it moved here to here. Now the third figure, okay, ideally what we do 1, 2, 3, we do like this. The third part should be colored, but it is not the third, it is the fourth part. So fourth part is colored. Again what we do, 3, 4, 5 should be colored. Okay, so but 5 is not colored. What is colored? 5, 6, 7th is colored directly. So this part is colored. So here between there is no gap. Here there is one triangle gap. Here there are two triangle gaps. Okay, so we can see a pattern over here. First, the gap between colored parts between 1 and 2 is 0. This and this part, 0 gap. Then this part and this part. Okay, how many gaps are there? One gap, because here this is colored in this third figure. This and this part, okay, this and this, relation between these two, no color, again color, like this one. Okay, so next one, what should happen? If first 0 triangles are left, then 1 triangle is left, then 2 triangles are left. Now 3 triangles should be left, so we leave this one and this third one. So this is the colored part. So let us see, do we have an option? Yes, we have option 4. So this is the answer. See how actually it is very, very easy, and for logic it sometimes happens that you can sometimes get it, it clicks very quickly. Okay, immediately you can find the answer, but sometimes you are not able to quickly judge what exactly is going on. So go and try such sums like rotation, try dislocation, try moving the things here and there. You will definitely get the answer very quickly. With practice, I guarantee you that this sum which is there, you will be able to solve under 30 seconds. 30 seconds is an exaggeration, because you don't have to calculate anything, you just need to observe. So at max you will need 30 seconds to solve this sum. So always practice these sums, because they are scoring sums, they take less time and they will help you give time to other sums like quantitative aptitude. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 13. Okay, again over here we have 5 figures and we have 4 figures and we have to find the 5th one. Okay, so let us see let us check the elements. Okay, these 2 tick marks type thing are there. Here also 2 tick mark type things. Elements are same. Let us see what is the second step, that is what little change is there. Now between this and this, what changes there? Let us see. This is same as this, only this element is changing. Okay, now are these 2 elements mirror images of each other? No. Then what may be the change? Okay, if I try to rotate this, okay, if this is the element, okay, and if I try to rotate it like this, what I'll get? I'll get like this. Okay, similar to this, right? So if I try to rotate it on the left hand side by say 90 degree or say whatever degree it is there, I don't know how much rotation is there, but by default generally the rotation is taken, rotations are 45 degree, 90 degree, then 135 degree, 180 degree, that means 45 degree proportion. So if I rotate it little bit in the anti-clockwise direction, I'll get this figure. Okay, now relation between this and this, okay, second box and third box. Over here this remains same, this is same, but this is changing now. Okay, now we are seeing a new element. First 2 elements are there. First this changes, then this remains same, this changes. Okay, first this remains same, this changes, then this remains same, this changes. Over here what has happened? This has been rotated on the right hand side, okay, by say whatever the same angle as this. So we got this. Again the relation between these two, this remains same. Okay, only this changes. Okay, this changes. What has happened? Again it has been rotated this side, right, by whatever angle, and we got this. So now in the next figure this has to remain same, because first this same, this changes, then this same, this changes, then this same, this changes. Okay, and we get this. So now this will remain same and this will change. Now where is this same? We have it over here, okay, and nowhere else. So this is the answer. Say supposedly over here, okay, over here we have it same as this. Then what you will do? You will simply, what is the next iteration? Now over here this moves in this direction. Okay, we have this and this moves in this direction and this moves in this direction. So rotate this, what you will get? Like this, and you will get it like this. So rotate this on the right hand side and you will get the answer as this again. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 14. Right, by looking at the first sight only you can say this is an example of identical figures. Observe all the identical figures. Okay, observe all the 4 figures. You will realize that all of them have same elements. They look absolutely similar with very, very small changes might be. Let us see. So first step, we have found identical figures. Now this is very easy to solve, because in identical figures the main twist is that they want to confuse you by changing very, very small things. Okay, they confuse us, and by changing very small things. For example, over here you take a look, this is pointing over here, now this is pointing on that side. Okay, this line which is there, it is over here. So they want to confuse us by very small changes, and best part about small changes is once you notice the small changes, it becomes extremely easy to find the pattern and solve the sum. Okay, let us see over here. First, in the first we have this diagram. In the second, let us compare what exactly has changed. This remains same, this remains same, this remains same. Now over here we have this on this side and this on this side. Both of them are facing on the left. Here both of them are facing on the right. Okay. Now next figure, between second and third figure, this remains same, this remains same. Okay. Now here again both of them are facing on the left hand side. Okay, this is same. Again over here same, same, same. Both of them are now facing on the right hand side. So what is the pattern? Left side facing, right side facing, left side facing, right side facing, left side facing. So first this all three will remain same, 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 same. This is not same, so this is not the answer. Same, same, same. So again not same, this is not the answer. So 1 and 3, which one is same? Let us see. We have to find both of them facing towards left. This is both of them facing towards left, so answer is 1. Okay, moving to next question. Again, on seeing directly in this question, we can say this is regarding identical figures. Okay, now let us see. All the figures are similar, they have same elements. Let us see what the changes are. All are facing towards inside. Okay, right? Now over here what happens? Inside, this is same, this is same, this is same, this is opposite. He is facing outside, so this one changes, right? Now second to third figure, what will happen? Over here what has happened? This remains same, this remains same. Now this is facing outside, this is facing outside. So 2 on the anti-clockwise direction, in the anti-clockwise first, this one, okay, is facing outside, this one changed. Then in the anti-clockwise direction, directly 2 people changed. Okay, let us see what is the next one. Over here what remains same? This is same, this is same, this is same, this is same. All of them are same. No, okay, over here this one changes, this becomes opposite, it faces outside. See, this is, see over here I got confused. By mistake I assumed that this person which is there, it is same as this person. Okay, that should not happen. This is the actual trick in identical figures, that they try to confuse you, they try to give you small figures, and so you will not be able to understand where the change has occurred. Okay, so this one has turned outside. So again, first this one changed, then we went anti-clockwise and 2 people changed, then we again went anti-clockwise and sorry, this is the clockwise direction, sorry. Okay, clockwise, we went clockwise and this person changed. Okay, this person changed. Now again only one person changed. First one person changed, then 2 people changed, then 1 person changed. So again now what should happen? 1 change, 2 change, 2 people change, then 1 people change, then 2 people change. So what are the next 2 people in the clockwise direction? This and this, so they should change. So this one is facing outside, so now it should face inside. Now here he is facing inside, here he is facing inside, so these 2 are not the options. Again this one also should change, because 2 of them should change over here. This person is facing to the left, now this person should face to the right. Person facing to the right is over here, so this is the answer. Here he is facing to the left, so this is not the answer. Now did you see, this includes rotation, okay, plus identical figures. Just like I was telling at the question number 11 that there are lot of sums or lot of types by combination of other categories. Okay, so this is identical figures plus rotation. Moving to the next question, question number 16. Now let us see the elements. Okay, all of them have the same elements. Let us see what the change is. Okay, now over here we don't see any small change. Okay, some really huge changes over there, because arbitrarily the star goes over here, then it comes over here, then it goes over here, and triangle is over here, here. So we don't know exactly how the change is. Okay, let us try to decipher. What we have learned is that if you are not able to find the little by little change, then try to find a group and see how the group changes. Okay, now let us assume this as a group. Okay, so let us take this, and okay, this group becomes like this, but even internal positions are changed. Again they becomes like this, internal position changed, again it becomes like this, internal position changed. Okay, this is difficult to decide, so let's move on to other thing. Okay, other next step, what it is, take one element and try to find its position. Let us take, say, square. Let us see what position it is. First it is in this corner, then this corner, then this corner, then this corner. Okay, now we can see some pattern over here. Okay, if this is first square was over here, then here, then here, then here. Okay, so over here what will happen? The square should be on which side? This, again this. So right hand side square we have over here and here. So this gets cancelled. Okay. Now let us take a look at circle, next element. What do we have here? Circle over here. The next circle is here. Then here, here again same pattern. Here, 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 here. So next it would be here again. So where do we find that circle over here? Here. This is the wrong answer. This is the correct answer. See how you quickly got the answer by checking out one element also. Okay. Now let us try to see other elements in this, so that the reason I am telling you regarding other elements even after finding the right answer is because not every time you will get such an easy element where you can trace the entire trajectory. Now over here what do we have? We have a star, 5 pointed star, 4 pointed star and a triangle. Here also 5 pointed, 5 pointed star, 5 star, triangle, 4 star, 4 star, 5 star, triangle, 5 star, 4 star, triangle. Now if you observe closely, the sequence is 5 star, 4 star, triangle, 5 star, triangle, 4 star. But if we take it as a loop, what you will get? We have this 5 star, 4 star and triangle, 5, 4, 3. So 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Again 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, then 5, 4, 3. Right. So this sequence is followed. So we will have 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3. This continues. So here also we, after the star, 5, 4, 3, again you will get 5, 4, 3, again you will get 5, 4, 3. Right. So this is also a pattern. You should remember that some things might get repeated. Please bear in mind, if everything else fails, try to see such patterns where things get repeated or things get shuffled. Like you might have 1, 2, 3 and 4, these numbers. Then these numbers can get shuffled like this. Okay. 2 and 1, 3, 2 and 4, like this, anything. You need to find the sequence of shuffling. This is nothing but shuffling. Okay. Such difficult sums, this is actually not a difficult sum. You can find the answer to this in hardly 30 seconds. Okay, but still you should know various types of thinking, like in which way we should think so that we can arrive at the answer very quickly. Okay. Now when I selected one element, that is square, you might have selected a 4 pointed star, 4 star, and you might have said, okay, 4 star was over here, then 4 star came over here, again 4 star came over here, then 4 star came over here, then where will next it go? Now if it is not possible, take another element like 5 star. First 5 star is here, then 5 star is here, then 5 star is here, again 5 star is here. Where will it go? No, I am not able to deduce. Like that you can check every element to see the pattern. Okay. Moving to the next question. Question number 17. Now over here, okay, now here we have again 5 series. What do we have? Square, triangle, then opposite, triangle and square. Okay. Then we have pentagon and square. Then we have square and pentagon inside. Okay. And the inner figure are black. So all of them have inner figure black. Okay. So elements are not identical over here. So let us try to see what pattern it might be. Okay. First we have square and triangle. Square has 4 sides, triangle has 3 sides. Triangle has 3 sides, square has 4 sides. Pentagon has 5 sides, then square has 4 sides. Then square has 4 sides, pentagon has 5 sides. Now over here what is happening is that the side from 4, it is becoming 5 over here. Okay, 4 and 3 is there, it exactly becomes opposite over here. Then the third figure which is there, here 4 side, it becomes 5 sided, 3 sided becomes 4 sided. Okay, correct? Again this becomes interchanged. Okay, interchange. This pentagon comes inside, square goes outside. So now this 5 sided figure should become over here 6 sided figure, and inside 4 sided should become 5 sided, right? So what we will have 6 sided figure, where it is a 6, here, this is the answer. Okay, see how we deduce the pattern. There is nothing to it. If you observe closely, we were not able to see any type of connection directly. We just saw that the internal figure is dark, outside is blank. So all of them are the same options. Now over here there are 4 sides, so nothing is left. So we try to see the number of sides. Okay. So we knew that the first and second figure are interchangeable. Interchanged figures, that is triangle goes outside, square inside. Here pentagon out, square inside. So this figure has square out, pentagon inside. So what we can say, the fifth figure which will come over here in place of question mark, it is not necessarily related to this figure. Here this is not related to this figure, right? These two are related, and first and third is related. So there is no need, no compulsion that this has to be related over here. Only thing is that this and this next figure which will come, sixth one, that has to be related. So we need to find the relation, how exactly the changes are happening. Here we saw 4-sided figure, 3-sided inside. Exactly opposite came over here. Here 5-sided, 4-sided. Exactly opposite came over here. So this has to be incremental, that is 6-sided, 5-sided. 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5. Okay. So there is only one option of 6 and 5. That is option number 1. Moving to the next question. Question number 18. Now I know this is very easy sum, and you can directly by seeing, you can see the pattern over here that one line is getting added. This is just to show you what exactly is meant by addition and deletion. Deletion means removing one line, addition means adding some one element. Here we had this horizontal line, then one vertical line was added, then this line was added, then this line was added. Now what is the next part? Whether it is this, whether it is this or this. One line is added. Over here what happens? 2 lines are added, 2 lines are added. So this is not the answer. Okay, these are not the answers. So whether it is this or this, how to check? Here we have horizontal line, here we have vertical line. Let us try to see if we have any pattern while addition. We had horizontal line over here, we added a vertical line over here, we then added a horizontal line. So we had horizontal, we added vertical, we added a horizontal, we added a vertical line over here. So here we have to add a horizontal line. So this is the answer. This is not the answer because this is a vertical line which is added. Okay, see how easy it is. Non-verbal analogy, to tell you honestly, is like very easy marks. Okay, please do not leave these sums. Practice enough so that you will be very easily be able to solve the sums in hardly 20 to 30 seconds. Take a look at this sum. This hardly takes 10 seconds. So instead of leaving these sums of logical reasoning, try to capitalize on these sums and get the score. Generally 3 to 4 questions are always asked in every paper. Always, because this is the one of the best methods they assume to test the aptitude and reasoning of a student or a candidate. So always practice these sums because these are very easy and you can score a lot over here and you can get an edge over the other candidates. Okay, keep practicing. With practice you will be able to develop your logic very easily. It will develop naturally. You will naturally start thinking very fast. We will naturally start thinking of various combination like rotation and addition or dislocation and interchange and all that stuff. Automatically it will come. The more time you spend on thinking, the more time or the better it is in exam. So keep practicing so that you will score very good in non-verbal analogy. This ends non-verbal analogy. Only enough practice can give you the right answer quickly. So keep practicing, share the video with friends and give it a like if you liked it. Leave your comments and suggestions for us. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated about upcoming videos and tutorials.